Hey y'all, what's up? This is Chris from Blackstone Cherry, and you're watching CMS TV.
Here in the States, that style is probably bigger than it's ever been. It's kind of come out of the underground a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you guys see that? And do you guys see, an uptick in popularity toward your band now because this style of music is coming up?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because maybe Johnny will think differently, but I feel the opposite here where we are.
No, I feel the opposite as well.
Okay.
Because when we started in Portugal, this style of music was becoming popular. So when we released our first album, we opened for it's not stoner or doom, but we opened for Slash. In a sold-out Lisbon Coliseum. We opened for Film 1-2. Then we on the second album we opened for Turk Fighters in a Portuguese tour, and then we opened for Queens of the Stone Age. But then after that, there was things came down where there were less bands doing this in Portugal.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of Latin music and DJs taking over all the bills and nightlife scene, I'd say. There's not indie rock also played a bit of a part in that. People were after more indie rock, but now I think there's not to the level that it's in the States.
Chris Akin Presents, and I, of course, am Chris Akin. And joining us on the show today, one of my favorite newer bands, although they're not as new as I'd like to think anymore. I hate how fast time is going, and we're these bands that I think are newer, they're like, oh yeah, we've been around 12 years now or whatever. But these guys haven't been around quite that long at this point. But great band. It's a band everybody should discover. I know a lot of you haven't yet. You need to. If you like it heavy and dark, you're going to love their new release, Under a Black Sun. The band is Miss Lava, and joining us today is Raffah and Johnny from the band. Guys, how are you?
Fine,
Very good, man. How are you?
Good. It's great to talk to both of you. And Johnny, I'll tell you, Raffah, I told you this before we got started. I love what you guys are doing. Like probably half the people that you guys are talking to, I discovered you on Doom Machine, 4 years ago or whatever. And quite honestly, Doom Machine is one of them records that I just keep playing and playing and play. I keep waiting for it to get boring, and it doesn't. I'm still finding new things. Now with Under a Black Sun, though, I love the fact that you didn't just copy that. It's very dark. It's very much darker. There's a lot of new nuances to it. It's a very deep record, I think. Well, let's start there. Raffah, I'll throw it to you first, and Johnny, you can pick up as well. Tell us about Under a Black Sun and tell us how this was different, because it definitely does have a different sonic feel to it.
Okay, so you were talking about how time flies, and you're talking about bands with 12 years. Well, we started this band 20 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
So this is our fifth record,
Right.
And as you go on making records, things just start. The body of art, the work of art, just starts showing itself. It's more visual to It's easier to understand what the body of art needs, and we feel that in our last three records, actually, things have been getting a little bit darker. And with Doom Machine, there was a lot of diversity, I'd say, like more colors. But the palette in this album, the color palette in this album is like it's not that wide, but it's a very more cohesive record. And Johnny has a sentence on the first track in the record. It's called Dark Tomb Nebula. He has a sentence that goes, "Distant moons spitting fire," and the way we did this album, we created this album, we composed it. Well, it felt a bit like that because Johnny lives half of the time he's in Africa and half of the time he's with us. So a lot of the process feels like that, like we're over here just getting the work done after he leaves, because when we're all together, it's very intense. So when Johnny's here, half of the year, we're always making music or playing live and doing pre-production. And then he goes back to Africa and we record more pre-production and send it to him. And then he records more vocals and sends it back to us. But I feel like besides all of this, that's like a progress and natural evolution for the band. I think that on this record specifically, Johnny had a lot of emotional things he needed to put out, and what he felt and what he lived during the pandemic, and the way he recorded and then wrote the lyrics for this album were very important. And they really just made things more round, and made it was like the heart of it all. So I pass it on to Johnny to talk a bit more.
Okay.
How the Black Sun concept came along and how he recorded it, his feelings and stuff.
Right. Go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah, let's see if my English it's not very rested right now.
Okay.
So like Rafa said, it was a dark place. It was a really dark place for me when I started the whole process, because my family lives in Angola. I live in Portugal and Angola. Sometimes I'm a little bit far away from them, and a little bit lonely, if you can say so. There's some turmoils in my mind at the time, so it's a little bit darker than the previous records. But I think this process helped me in that stage. Really, it's not that it's dark, but it was in a search for a light. If you know what I mean, it was like the album helped me to find my way. It helped me to release my demons and something like that. One thing Rafa didn't mention, that it's different from the other records. It's our new drummer.
Right.
The guy brings a new vibe and in fact that I was feeling that. At the same time, I was very happy to have a guy like Pedro in the band, and he opens a lot of creativity in the band, and it was not everything bad. I think it was very, very good times when I was in Portugal with the guys in the same room. So it's very cool record and very good memories. Yeah.
Right.
Carling all metalheads, the CMS network is now on Substack, and it's your new metal haven. Get your daily dose of the classic metal show, Chris Akin Presents, The Seth Williams Show, and all our other shows, all in one killer app. It's free to join, or just pay $4.99 a month, go ad-free, snag original early releases, and unlock exclusive bonus content. But that's not all. It's an online community where you can hang out with fellow ad bangers who live for raw, uncensored commentary. Ready to join the thrash? Download the Substack app from your iOS or Android store, search for the CMS network, and get into the pit. It's free and the ultimate way to bring our metal madness with you every day. Install a Substack app now and follow the CMS network.
Well, you mentioned Pedro, and when a band brings in a new member of any position, it does change. It changes everything. It changes, you know, you learn what that person can do, and then you adapt
Yeah,
what you do to him. From what I understand, Pedro
exactly.
is so much of a heavier drummer than you used to have. What doors did he open for you? Did the writing change because you found so many new things you could try or could do with Pedro?
Yes, it did. You know, he's more like if I had to be it's like you're up front, and then with Pedro you're more laid back. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's got like this. There's a term that you guys Americans use. He's got a huge pocket. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and instantly when we start writing the songs feel like much more laid back, like groovier, you know, and with a heavier groove. And then it's interesting because I don't think I've mentioned this before, but Pedro started out as a bass player, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
then I also started out as a bass player. I was a bass player for more than 10 years, and then Ricardo is also a bass player, obviously. So all of that together brought this to like heavier, more laid back, groovier kind of thing. And Pedro brought something more. As I was mentioning, we had to work a lot in the distance with Johnny because he was in Africa. So,
Sure.
but he like made it so easy for us to record ourselves. We never used to do that, you know. We just like to do everything at rehearsal and record the albums live. And so when he came in, and no, guys, it's so easy to record your own guitar with a click, you know, and just send it to Johnny. And that made us try out more things. That made us
Hmm.
be very at ease with experimenting. Well, what if we could change this song? Like, this is not the chorus, this is the verse, and the chorus maybe is another thing. So everything was put into perspective a lot more. And I think that shows up on the record, actually, you know, it was very
Sure.
important in that.
Right. And you know, one of the interesting things to me is that with Doom Machine and with this record, you worked with Miguel Marcus, as the producer. Yet,
Hmm.
what I find strange, and Johnny, I'll ask you to start this one. I don't find the production value to be the same at all. It seems like a very different sounding production, almost like Miguel took that time in those 5 years to learn his own new set of tricks and he brought it to you guys. Is that indeed the case? And do you guys feel like it has a different production level?
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, the other album we like in Doom Machine we play live. We recorded live, and because we play live, you have that different vibe. That's that's um that's impossible to catch if you record separately.
Mm-hmm.
So this time we weren't prepared because of our lives to record live. So we had to do things differently. So he from a very early stage, he listened to the songs and he sensed that it was lacking something. So he started to making a very lots of suggestions. And like Rafa said, we were very open at the time. So we tried everything. So that there's Rafa can talk to you about the specific stuff, the technical stuff better
Mm-hmm.
than me. But he brought a lot to us. He asked us so much on this record that he didn't ask before. So Rafa explained you way better than me, but
Okay.
it was really he pushed us very hard.
Yeah, he pushed us a lot harder this time, but I think the most of the things were it was more spontaneous, you know, and I think that we were able to deliver that spontaneous feel that fresher feel that you feel on the record because we were more at ease with everything. Johnny wrote the lyrics to this record. He took vacation. He spent all of his vacation, the year's vacation, in 3 weeks writing the lyrics for this record. That makes it like it's more intense, that period of time. It makes it more cohesive. And when we went to the studio, there were lots of stuff that were created in the studio. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
second guitars, the melodies, the direction. For instance, I remember that we maybe you don't hear this, but it has almost a much less distortion than we ever used on any other record.
Mm-hmm.
Yet it feels heavier than any other record, and that was Miguel. And for you to go into the studio and have a guy say to you, "No, we're gonna try this, man. We're gonna take distortion out," and you feel naked, you know.
Right.
So you have to be at peace with it and to be okay with the process and to trust in the process. And then when you finish recording each song, you're like, oh, okay, this is where we're heading. And so I think that Miguel really brought that. I also think that there's a different mixer this time. So
Okay.
the mix was done in Detroit, in a studio in Detroit by a guy named Steve Lehan.
Okay.
And I think he was like so spot on, because when we talk with Miguel, it's like we're physically there, you know, we're looking each other in the eye.
Sure.
And when we shoot our stuff to over there to the USA, you know, there's this guy mixing. We're talking on email. We can like do a meeting like this, but there's always a distance. There's always an ocean in between us, you know. And but this guy Steve, he was like just right on what
Right.
we're aiming for, you know. And he also was very important in the sound, I guess.
Absolutely. Has he become, and I'm still talking about Miguel,
Yeah,
has
yeah.
Miguel become almost like a fifth member now? Because I mean, he's even playing on this record. I mean, you
Yeah.
guys obviously trust him enough to not only produce the sound, but now be part of it. Is he like a fifth brother in the band or something like that?
He's not he's like a sixth member, because
Right,
we
right.
have
That's
a
right. Yeah.
fifth member now, because we have a new guitar player also. But yeah, he's always like a brother to us. But he only comes in the parts when we got the songs done. Let's go record the album, man. So listen
Okay.
to the songs, and then he starts working with us very closely. But yeah, of course, he has all the freedom, as he gives us all the freedom to create. So he played a lot of keys on these records and on this record, and they sound very good, actually.
Absolutely.
Some
Well,
of the
and
some of the keys was supposed to be vocals, and
Yeah.
they're supposed to be vocal parts. And he was like, what if I do some keys instead? And he create like in the witch song, he creates like a witch vibe. And I was like, oh my god, that was so much better that I had before in my vocals. So it's very good to work with him, man.
sure. Now, guys, and I'm not sure who would pick this one up, but one thing that is anybody that has followed you guys the last few records knows is that the artwork makes a definite statement. You know, you don't casually see you guys' art, not with Doom Machine, and certainly not this one. Who did the artwork for Under a Black Sun? And tell me a little bit about it, because I know it has to mean something.
Man, I'm gonna tell you a secret, a
Okay.
very hidden secret. Johnny Lee is the singer, and Jean Philippe is the guy. It's the same person. It's me that
Wow.
makes this album cover. So yeah, the cover came up after we had everything written and everything recorded. So my intention when I talked to the guys was like, I'm gonna try to make a cover that puts all the songs in the cover. I don't know why, but it's because I think I know why. Because all the songs circle around something, some force, some dark force, or something. So that's why we call him Under a Black Sun. So I try to put all the all little like Easter eggs or something hidden
Hmm.
in the art, and that all the songs are in the art. And if you pick the CD, there's a along with the lyrics are the parts that are in the cover, and you can figure it out. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, guys, obviously, with you guys kind of spread out, you know, you have a new record. Almost every band in the world, they put out a record, then they try to get out there and tour. What kind of opportunities do you guys have to get out there and play shows and tour, or is this primarily a recording project at this point?
No, we've got like 16 or 17 dates lined up
Okay.
right now. So this Saturday we opened for a graveyard here in
Oh,
Lisbon. It
nice.
was the day right next to our the album launch, so it was great. It was a packed gig, and everybody loved the record, and everybody went to
Hmm.
the merch stand. And now we're heading to Spain, and then we have some shows in Portugal, and then we're heading to Belgium and Germany. So we got a lot of stuff going on, and our thing is to whenever Johnny's here, let's go on the road, man. Let's do some shows. Let's do what we like. Let's get on stage.
Sure.
So that's the thing.
Right on.
Welcome to the ultimate experience for hard rock and heavy metal fans. Introducing the CMS Locals VIP app, your #1 destination for all things on the CMS network. Dive into the classic metal show, Chris Akin Presents, Seth Williams Show, and more, all in one place. It's free to get started or elevate your experience with a subscription for just $4.99 a month. Go commercial free, get advanced releases, and enjoy exclusive bonus episodes. Plus, it's the prime spot to chat with like-minded fans who love raw, uncensored commentary. Are you ready to rock? Download from your iOS or Android store, search for the CMS network, and join the community now. It's free, it's easy, and it's the best way to keep our shows with you every single day. Install the locals.com app today and follow the CMS network.
Well, and I mean, you guys, it's an interesting time for this style of music. I don't know. It's weird because I don't really look at you guys as like a straight up doom band or a stoner band or whatever you call it. You guys don't fit that completely, but you would probably fit well on the bills with a lot of those bands pretty well. And obviously Graveyard is one of those bands, and you've obviously played shows with Queens of the Stone Age and Caius Lives, etc. So you know that world. That being said, here in the States, that style is probably bigger than it's ever been. It's kind of come out of the underground a little bit.
Okay.
Do you guys see that? And do you guys see, an uptick in popularity toward your band now because this style of music is coming up?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because maybe Johnny will think differently, but I feel the opposite here where we are.
No, I feel
Okay.
the opposite as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because when we started in Portugal, this style of music was becoming popular. So when we released our first album, we were like, we opened for it's not stoner or doom, but we opened for Slash,
Mhm.
in a sold out Lisbon Coliseum. We opened for Film One Two. Then we on the second album we opened for Turk Fighters in a Portuguese tour, and then we opened for Queens of the Stone Age. But then after that, there was like things came down where there were less bands doing this in Portugal, and
Okay.
then there's a lot of Latin music and DJs taking over all the bills and nightlife scene, I'd say.
Mhm.
There's no indie rock also played a bit of a part in that. People were after more indie rock, but now I think there's not to the level that it's in the States, but now I think there's a bit more of bands coming out of Portugal, but they're all very they're more psyche,
Okay.
than more psyche and more danceable, I'd say,
Sure.
than doomier psych bands. So I guess it's a bit of the opposite, but there's a new thing coming out of Portugal, so it's different than there.
Right on. You guys just need to move to Arizona and you'd be huge. You'd be huge here, man.
So,
Yeah, thank you.
Well, guys, obviously you have the new release under the Black Sun. That is, it just came out last week. People can be lazy and they can go to Spotify and they can listen to it, but we would much rather them, there you go, we would much rather them buy something. So where is the best place for us to tell people to go to actually buy the record, a shirt, a hat, anything, because we want them actually spending a little bit of money to help you guys survive.
Okay, we have our band camp here in Europe, in Portugal, when you can buy all that stuff. But in the US, you have the Small Stones band camp store, and you can buy the records and the CDs directly from them. But all the merch you have to come to our page, our band camp, yeah, and shows, of course, yeah.
Sure.
You
Very
can also
good.
ask local promoters to book Miss Lava, and we'll go to the US and play Arizona and everywhere.
Right. Very good. Well, one more time, guys. The band is Miss Lava. The new release is Under a Black Sun. It is out now. Please buy it. Don't just stream it. I'm not saying don't stream it. I'm saying don't just stream it. If you like it, buy it. And Raffah, Johnny, this has been fun. Thanks for joining me here on Chris Akin Presents.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much, man.
Hey, it's Chris Akin from the classic metal show Chris Akin Presents and the Seth Williams Show, straight from the uncensored heart of the CMS network. We've just been crowned a certified Rumble creator, and that means we're bringing the heat. All our shows, commercial free, baby. Advanced episode drops, sometimes months before the normal release, so you're not stuck waiting. You'll get all this plus exclusive content for Rumble Premium subscribers that'll blow your mind. And with Rumble Premium, you'll get every CMS Network show and all of Rumble's other videos with no ads and no fluff. This is our official home, Rumble. It's raw, powerful, and unfiltered. You want in? Just hit us up at rumble.com/register/classic metal show to sign up for free commenting, chat live, and just your ability to join the chaos of all of our shows. Then while you're there, swing by any of our videos, smash that Rumble Premium button, and level up. Subscribe now. Don't sleep on this. Hit the link in the description.